We all get excited to go on a big fishing trip, but we also forget that few little things that we should have did before we left our house, especially if you're gonna go far from home. And the couple things I'm gonna show you is pretty important to me. This is what I typically do before I take my boat anywhere far, and actually it should be a routine maintenance. Stay tuned. So one of the important things I like to check is to make sure I get enough grease or have enough grease inside my wheel hubs here. It's really simple. You know, you take your cover off, and this particular model trailer has this type of like wheel hub. You just pop this little rubber boot out of there, just like that. Then right there's a little, right there is a little nipple where you would grease your bearings. And then get a little grease gun. Inside the grease gun here is a marine grade grease. Just pop that right there into the nipple. That's where you fill it, and just squeeze the trigger. Squeeze it until you see grease coming out of the side. When it overfills, that means that you have enough grease inside your wheel. And then turn your wheel. It helps. And another very important thing that we need to do is, I usually do this every other boat trip, is to check the air in your tire, make sure it's full, and also your spare, because it ain't gonna do any good if your spare is flat, you know. And if you look at your sidewall, it'll tell you right here. If you always wonder, how many PSI should I put in my air, or how many PSI of air should I put in my tire? Right there, 50 PSI cold. That's what you should put your tire at, 50 PSI. This is because these trailers don't have much for suspension, and a lot of bouncing around. These tires need to have air in it, otherwise they will get hot and will explode. And here's another tip too, you know, a lot of people, they change their spark plug once a year, which I do too. It's just a cheap insurance to have. It's not really expensive, and it's, you know, spark plugs, you could be out in the middle of the lake and you have a bad spark plug. You might be stuck out there. And what I like to do too is on long road trips, I like to save my old spark plug because they are still good probably, and if this one falls out, the new one falls out, I have these backup ones I put in a little Ziploc bag, and I leave it in my glove box over there. So at least I have spare backups on the road. I mean, you could be in the middle of the lake, you don't want to be stranded out there, especially like, you know, Leech Lake, Mille Lacs. It's a big lake and you don't want to be stranded out there. So that's just a quick pointer. Another one is really important, is tools. Just like a little socket set. Screwdriver, a wrench, pack it in your vehicle, you know, put it in your truck, you know, just make sure that you have enough tools, because some places, some lakes are has really small towns surrounding it. They might not have service available for you, and if you're stuck out there stranded, at least you have some tools that you can do some of that repair yourself. And then another important is your straps. Make sure your straps are good. They don't have any frays in it. Everything looks secure. Make sure that, you know, they're tight. And then the front strap or the winch safety strap up here, make sure they're not frayed, you know, nice and tight. You got your safety on. Those are really important because, you know, traveling 3-4 hours away, your boat be bouncing around. You don't want to lose your boat and cause a big accident. Very important. Then we got the swing tongue here. Make sure the swing tongue's in good shape. You know, they got a little nipple here. You can put grease in there. You know, make sure you have your safety. Just the wiring in your trailer. Make sure the lights are good to go. It's very important, these little tips, because, you know, when you're hauling, you know, a very, very big, you know, boat, and something was to go wrong, you gotta put a lot of people in danger. But here's my little quick tip that you can do. Here's these little straps right here. You can buy these for a couple of bucks. Strap them on. Get a couple bungee cord. bungee cord on. See, it makes it nice and sturdy, especially when you're traveling down the highway. You know, I can't trust these hardwares that they're gonna, these little plastic hardwares, I can't trust they're gonna hold this bimini top going down the highway, all the vibrating, the wind hitting it. You know, it's just better to just have this secured down. Cheap insurance, $5. So I hope you like my little quick tip. And remember, just be safe and think of others that's out there. And I hope you enjoy fishing. Thank you.